Just a quick spring garden update. To start, our strawberries, our June-bearing strawberries, have transplanted and taken nicely. And you can see that there are minimal weeds because of how thick Dylan laid down the straw. This strawberry plant was actually here last year. Yes, exactly. Hi, baby. Oh, yes. Center of attention. Anyways, strawberry plants, at least our June-bearing strawberry plants, are perennials, or, well, they come back every year, as long as the daughter plants take nicely and last through the winter. So this was actually our only plant that lasted from last year, and as you can see, she has a beautiful flower, and she looks a little stockier than these fresh plants that we just bought, and that's probably most likely because she's been here since the winter and she's been hardened off. And then in the bed right next door is going to be one of the herb beds, maybe the only herb bed, we'll see. But my tarragon came up quite quick, and same with my oregano. And what I'm actually going to do today is I'm going to cut in half this chive bush, and I'm going to relocate it right on the end there. So that way the oregano won't be choked out. So that way I can fit maybe some rosemary, some basil in here, some cilantro. So that's what we'll start with. And I'm literally going to just go right down the middle of this chive bush. I just love these pretty purple buds. They're gonna flower soon. They're so pretty when they do. But I'm going to literally just cut it right in half with my spade. Whew, it's thick. But when I do, I'm just going to dig it up and move it. Good thing about chives is you don't have to be delicate. If they get too big, I mean, this is middle spring, and look at how big they are already. Look at how much they're taking up the space away from my poor little oregano. So don't worry if you lose some. Trust me, they will come back. Okay, there we go. Making some progress. Ooh, spider. Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to disturb you. Go ahead. There you go. I don't know where it went. Oh, I found it. Dylan hates snakes. Hates them. I tolerate spiders because I know they eat the bad bugs that might be harmful to my plants. So I just let them do their thing. And they let me do mine. There we go. Okay. So just in one big clump. And like I said, I'm gonna plant it right at the end over here. There we go. And just like that. Just set her in there. There we go. Here's my pretty chives. Here is more room for the oregano. So I would say that was a success. Another thing about the strawberries that I forgot to mention is robins and squirrels. Yes, baby. Robins and squirrels will ravage your strawberries, won't they, baby? Ah, yes. And even though we put a net up over them, that literally did nothing. So what I'm going to use instead is something like this. Here we go. See? So I'm hoping this will be enough. Of course, I will close out the ends, but I'm hoping this will be a quick and easy fix to protect my berries. Speaking of berries, this is the blueberry bush that I had pruned a little while back. And, well, you could see she's blooming pretty good. And what you can also see is this big stalk right in the middle. So I could have actually, I took off one main stalk, which was here, and I could have taken off this main one right in the middle, because as you can see, it's dead and it's not really producing much. I mean, what it is producing is nowhere near what the new growth is producing. So, of course, you know, when pruning, it's not always certain, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to prune this whole stalk back, because I don't want to have any of the energy go to these sad little buds on this big branch and take away from the rest of the new growth that is coming in. So I have my shears, and I'm literally just going to go right down to the stump. Oh, that's a tough one. There we go. Aha! There we are. So let's see. Again, let's compare. This old growth that was there last year produced a lot of berries last year, but the new growth that was coming through the end of the summer, early fall, and as you can see, thriving. This is our onions and garlic. Out of 18 garlic bulbs I planted, we got 1, 2, and the third one in the back. So, you know, what can you do? So what we did was plant the onions, transplant the onions, and as you can see, they have taken quite nicely to their new home. We like to put onions on the outside this year, on the outside of the fenced-in garden, because no animals like onions, so they're not going to go after them. Dylan's corn. We planted some more seeds in the back, so we'll see how they do coming up. The garden kitty. Yes. Who loves talking. Yes. With our trellis for the cucumbers. We're hoping they will grow up, and then the cucumbers will fall through. So we'll see how that goes. First year trying it. Dig, 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 dig. Okay, let's have a look at our lettuce, spinach, broccoli. So, let's see. I mixed up some of the lettuce. So this could turn into butter crunch, which I think it will. And I think this is our romaine. It's like a little bit more stiff and kind of more in the shape of a cone. You know what I'm saying? It's coming up a little bit more vertical, versus the butter crunch is a little bit more stockier. We'll see. Spinach looks good. And then the green leaf lettuce really looks phenomenal. So all of our lettuce have taken quite nicely to their new homes. And then behind me, broccoli, also looking good. So we actually were very successful transplanting these crops this year. You can see all the broccoli, all the lettuce. Oh, it looks so pretty. I love the greens. So we laid down some straw, and I think what I'm going to do, you can see some spots are a little bald, and weeds are starting to come up. So I'm actually going to fill in this whole area. I'm going to fill in this whole area with a little bit more straw, another layer, just to, again, prevent any weeds. So I'll take my straw. Oh, it's soft. And I'm just going to scatter it. Make sure there are no bald spots.